Well, here we are with Aina alive. And Aina, thank you for making this time for this interview. And I'd like to ask you a set of questions. So the first one I'd like to throw out at you, Aina, is about yourself. Tell us about yourself and why you decided to be part of the Canadian PMO community and play a leadership role.
Thank you. Great question, Joe. So I can speak half an hour about myself, but let's make it briefly. So I have a versatile career. I pivoted 5 times at least from major pivots. I started as an electrical engineer, then I became a project manager, then I pivoted to hospitality management and spent a year in the Maldives working in one of the Maldivian resorts. And then I moved to Canada and pivoted to IT, became a Scrum Master and an Agile coach right now. So on the one hand, I didn't have a chance to get like in depth. I don't have 20 years of experience anywhere. But on the other hand, I have already 10 years in IT. I've been an IT project manager and IT agile coach. So I have the expanded view on different businesses and different projects from engineering to hospitality and restaurant business and ended up in IT. And also changing the career being challenging. Obviously, every time you need to start from the scratch. So I've built kind of like a skill on how to save the time and make the transition smooth as possible. And personal brand definitely helps a lot in this. And transitional skills such as communication skills, conflict resolution skills, some hard skills like knowing a project office or Asana or other tools being helpful in transiting from engineering to hospitality and then to IT. So that's briefly my story and why I became one of the leaders of Canadian PMO community. I like helping people first. I also like to be surrounded by smart people, smarter than me. So when I've heard that there is a small group of people is thinking of organizing the community for PMO leaders and project managers, I decided why not to try, why not to introduce myself and try if they accept me. So luckily for me, I've been accepted, and now I am ready to serve the community, provide my knowledge, help people to transition in their career and to build their brand and also soft and hard skills, but also gather with the other individuals and learn from them.
Wow, it's really impressive that you've had a lot of transition and pivoting, as you say, to different roles. And I understand that you want to help senior management and those in the C-suite. And personal branding, as you mentioned, is important. How did your personal branding help you achieve success?
Yeah, great question. So personal branding is kind of like a new business card in 2023. So especially during COVID time when we moved online. So first we expanded our opportunities. Before we were limited with the city where we've been living. So if there is no opportunity there, we had the option to move to another city or to another country, but nobody knows you there. And also if you have family or other commitments, it's challenging for you to make a physical move. Nowadays, we have opportunity of working online. So why would we limit ourselves in one city? Let's expand at least to a country or even like globally. And how to do it? We have many smart people, but we are one of them as well. So how would the others know about our skills and what's more, how can people trust us? So this is where the personal brand is coming to. So we have social media now, trusted, untrusted. So if we are talking about brand like senior project manager, a coach, or a C-suite person, so LinkedIn is going to be the best social media for this branding. Also, it's important to show the trust and expertise is, for example, writing a book and publishing it, of course. So people will read it and be familiar with you, your style, and actually validate your expertise. And social media, yes, you need to have valid resume on your LinkedIn page, but it's not enough. So if you post at least once a week your thoughts, ideas, or tips for, let's say, junior project managers. So people start following you, and they've been seeing you progressing or even using your knowledge. So, and if someone in a new country will open your profile and go through your posts, so it's already a validation of your skills. And by the way, this is how NASA contacted me. They found me on LinkedIn, and they found my YouTube channel, where it's still less than 200 people, but I'm proud that NASA is one of them. So it's not really important like how many followers, it's important who is watching you. So, and I'm an immigrant. I was born in Ukraine, but I moved to Canada. So like spending just a few years in Canada and having NASA as a client, it already speaks how important the personal brand is.
Yeah, personal branding and uh, the tool sets that you have developed in terms of soft skills clearly over time has been very, very beneficial. And when it comes to soft skills and interpersonal skills, do you believe that an introvert can be a great leader, especially when during conflict resolution, say, for example, there's a high level of emotions? How does that play out?
I love this question, Joe, because I keep hearing again and again from my team members that I'm an introvert, so I can't communicate, or I won't communicate, or I am here just to code or to test, so I don't want to participate in like any heavy emotional discussions. Or once I've even heard it from a Scrum Master that I am not a drama person, so I prefer to avoid the conflict, and that's why during the retrospective, I talk only about the hard skills and what we can improve on the technology, not on the personal communication. But you, Joe, and everybody would be surprised that I'm an introvert. And it's hard for me to communicate. It's hard for me to build personal brand and speak hours, 8 hours or more during my workshops as a coach. And also solving the team conflicts or organizational conflicts. And people don't like conflicts for like different reasons. Some people don't want to look bad. Some people can't handle someone else's emotions. So people postpone these conflicts to like lots of time until someone like me, a coach, comes and figure out that there is a conflict and tries to navigate and identify it. So answering your question, no, I believe that introverts actually great leaders and great professionals to navigate the conflicts, because by nature we are quiet, so we'll let the other people speak. And we also listen actively and without interruption, and trying to get to the root cause of the problem and of the conflict. So it's very beneficial for us to identify the root of the conflict and then create the workshop, or like use any other tool, or like talk one-on-one to people, or one-on-one and with the team, to help them to see the root of the conflict and to see to what extent they are right or wrong in this conflict, and then to get to the team agreement and move on working together rather than fighting over something.
Well, Aina, thank you for sharing. I think that between your personal branding, the transitions and wearing many hats, and all the accomplishments that you speak about, even though you're an introvert, I think that the leadership skills have certainly come out. And you mentioned earlier that among the many hats you wore, one of them was being in IT. And I want to finish off with this last question about artificial intelligence. Tell us about what you think AI has brought in, and how do you see AI playing a role in project management in general?
Thank you for this question. So first of all, artificial intelligence will help myself, first of all, to eliminate the tasks I don't like to do. For example, writing meeting notes. Honestly, I hate writing meeting notes, so now AI is doing it for me. So I look more organized from other people's perspective. So finally, Aina started writing notes and sending it to us, but no, it's I have a great assistant who summarize them, but probably you've heard it from the other speakers many times. But what I discovered, artificial intelligence actually helping me to be a better communicator. And how it actually does indirectly. Because first I ask the question to ChatGPT, or I give a simple task to ChatGPT. And then based on the response, I see how clear I was directing the artificial intelligence to do what I want to do. If the response is far from what I expected, so I added my request, or I have like additional comments to my request. And this helps me to structure my thoughts and to be more precise in what I want, in this example, artificial intelligence to do for me. But when it comes to communication with people, how many times we thought that our assistant is not the smartest person in the world because they don't understand our request. But now we have ChatGPT, who is pretty much smart. So looking at the response, so who is actually not the smartest person in the room, our assistant, or maybe it's me who is not direct and not precise in what I want. So having ChatGPT as an assistant and keep directing it to my requests, it helps me, to build the habit in speaking precisely and use a more structural sentence. So I notice now when I speak to people, my communication style changed a little bit, and people started understanding me better. So before I thought maybe because English is not my first language, but actually it's because I didn't structure my sentences properly.
Wow, that's a lot, Aina. Thank you very much for sharing. And if you take a few seconds to tell our viewers if they like what they've seen in this interview and heard from you, how they can continue to be engaged in this community to learn more about what it offers.
Absolutely, guys. If you are interested in gathering with us or our future events, or want to have more tips on project management, agile, artificial intelligence, or PMO, so please follow us on LinkedIn, our PMO Canadian community, or our YouTube channel, and feel free to raise your questions to us. We will be happy to do another interview with our PMO community leaders and answer all what you are going to ask us. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Aina.
Thanks, Joe.